If you're a heat and air machine technician or even a salesperson, what is a word track that you could use when it comes to sales and negotiations, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technicians Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. All right, so I have this thing where I'm constantly looking for different phrases that I could use in a sales process, in a negotiation. And on the other day, I'm on a call with my coach and my mentor and my partner in a product, Jay Abraham. And he was discussing a project that he was working on with a student in the class. And somebody asked a question. And he says, hey, hold on a second. I'm going to need to calibrate where we're at with that. So I have a few more questions. And it was an elegant way to say, hey, there are some things that I'd really like to discuss with you. How do we take this conversation further? And you're like, Scott, where would I use this in my sales process? Well, there's quite a few places. You could start in the beginning with the discovery, had to get that one out, discovery phase. And you're talking to your potential client, your potential buyer, and they really don't want to answer questions. So you could say, hey, look, here's the thing. I really need to calibrate where we're at with this situation. There are a few questions that I need to ask to get everything the way that it needs to be and calibrate, right? We're going to calibrate here. And they may give some pushback, right? I don't really want to answer questions. I mean, salespeople, entrepreneurs run it. I don't want to answer questions. Like, I'm trying to help you solve your problem. So like, hey, I really need to help you calibrate where this is at so that we can work on this together. It's a collaborative sales process, okay? It could be in conversation. And the person pushes back and says, hey, I really don't want to interact with that. Once again, I need to calibrate. And so like, it's really tough. Don't get me wrong, it can be done, but it's really tough for someone to push back and say, hey, I don't want to help you calibrate. I just want to get things done the way that I want to get them done. And sometimes people that you sell to and the people that I sell to self-select, we can't work together. There's a point where you have to look at any deal and go, this isn't going to work because you want to only do things your way, and your way may be AKA the wrong way, right? There are times where you meet with people and they want to do stuff and you know from being a pro that it's not going to work out, but they spent hours or weekends online looking stuff up, but they can't ever get to the answer. And this right here is why you should join my email publication. Go to that URL, type it in, drop it into a browser, just drop in your name, maybe your email address, probably a phone number. I'll give you some goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, okay? So I need to calibrate. So let's say that you get to the end of your sales process and you roll some numbers. And you're like, my widget, my product, my service is $25,000. And the person freaks out and, that's just too much money. And they give you whatever objection they do. There's like 7 of them, right? There's really 7 main objections. And so you may pull back and go, hey, well, we're going to modify this. Why don't we calibrate what's going on here? Why don't you share with me what you like? Then they're going to give you a couple of things. And why don't you share with me what you don't like? And they're going to give you a couple of things. And you might have some what if. What if we could do it this way? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we do it this way? Collaboration is one of the ways that you can close deals if you can get to that process. Sometimes deals don't ever get there. Sometimes the people don't ever have a conversation with you that's meaningful. Sometimes there are people who are just solely stuck on price. And I will share with you, that's probably not your buyer. That's probably not your client. And, sometimes people watch these videos that are not in sales or not in the business and they freak out. And they're like, Scott, you are a mean, bald man. I speak the truth, right? This is what life is like, okay? So I need to calibrate as a perfect word track that you could add to your sales scripting. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.